Welcome back, everyone, to Smash This Podcast. I am JAYBONE, your host for the evening. Man, what a show. What a show tonight. As we dive into tonight's festivities, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. If you're in Team Twitch, you can cheer to bits, you can sub, you can give subs. Hey, did you know that through Amazon you get a free sub? You can use that one for Smash This Podcast. Or if you're on Team YouTube, look at this. I'm not even a minute into this, and I am getting the love from the super chat and super stickers. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Eric. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Bell's Boy. Thank you, Courtney. My goodness. Says Bell's Boy says this is for cheesy rock and roll bodies. LOL. Folks, if you're in the TNI Patreon and you saw our show last night, our family dinner that was on it was switched to Tuesday instead of Sunday, then you know that it started out with Alicia, myself, and Bill. Well, Alicia could only stay on so long, and then we continued it, Bill and myself. We went 2.5 hours. Oh, my goodness. And we had such a crazy conversation. We talked about just the silliest stuff and just had a blast doing it. The best part of the whole conversation that we had with our chat, and God bless our audience, it just kept us rolling. The conversation went to who had, and I forget who asked this, but everybody got in the conversation about it. Who has the most cheesiest bodies in wrestling? And I was like, wait, what's a cheesy body? And a cheesy body means you're in good shape, but it also means that you're not ripped. You don't have like an 8-pack like Morrison. You're slimmed down, but your body is, not, it's a little curdy, like a tiny little muffin top, but you're still in really good shape. So we were going through this whole conversation of who has cheesy bodies, and then the conversation took a slight turn to, oh, so-and-so has a sneaky cheesy body. And I was like, what the hell is a sneaky cheesy body? Folks, sign up for, you can get it at the $5 level. That's the family dinner, family level, whatever they call it, on the Patreon through the TNI Patreon page. And oh my goodness, we just had so much fun. And we talked about all sorts of stuff. But yeah, so all right, we're getting a few more people in here. Terrence, good evening. Bell's Boy, what's up? Thank you, Punk, for the bits. Much love, brother. Much love. Thank you. Over on Team Twitch. Team Twitch is still alive, folks. Team Twitch is still alive. Just like Johnny Five. All right. There's some news. Look, I haven't been on here in a week. So thank you everyone for your patience. I had the highest of highs and then the lowest of lows all within an hour in the same day on this past weekend. Went to my son's spring musical. He had a great part in the musical Matilda, which was incredible. And then my wife, my father, and I were practically veered off the road. we weren't in a car wreck, but it was like this close from being the worst car wreck ever, to the point that I know the car would have been absolutely totaled. So, the old saying, Jesus, take the wheel. Well, somebody upstairs took the wheel because we're still here and we're still alive. But I was very shook up, which is why we did not do a Sunday night dinner. I was not up for it at all. Was feeling better Monday night though, so hence we did the throwback, so on and so forth. So yeah. So yeah, what a wild few days, it's and stress is a killer. Stress, man, it can put your body in this like uncontrollable vice, and there's nothing you can do with it or nothing you can do about it. And man, it's just it was a night for the muscle relaxers, let me tell you. That's what it was, folks. I needed a stiff drink, but I didn't have one, so I made myself a snack and called it a night. So, but nonetheless, enough about that. But seriously, props to my son. I try to give him as all the props that I can on here on social media because I love him and I'm so damn proud of him. He played, for those of you who know the story of Matilda, have seen the movie or have seen the play, my son played Bruce. And if you know the character Bruce, then you know that my son had a blast. I can't get into all the stuff that he did, but he played a great part, had some great singing parts, had some really funny parts in the play. So I'm just, man, I mean, compared to where we were a year ago, no sports, no plays, no music, no nothing. And he's just killing it this year in his sophomore year. I couldn't be more proud of him. All right. What else? Let's talk a little bit of news before we dive into tonight's AEW Dynamite. I don't have a lot. I am going to be starting now. For those of you, we plug the merch. The Smash This podcast has its own merch page. It's in the description. TNI has their own merch through PWTs and the Spread Shop, that I also do the Smash page through. But I've been trying to brainstorm lately about doing something new, t-shirt related, that's related to myself, but not necessarily the podcast. And it's going to be aimed at just like a general, they're going to be like generally wrestling related tees, but just, you try to do them without, I'm not going to make a t-shirt that says Eddie Guerrero on it. I'm not going to do something like that, but I'll do something wrestling related. Like, you've seen them out there, so keep an eye out for that in the future. I've got some ideas. What else? Bell's Boy here says next time try CBD, it works. There is a plentiful amount of CBD around my neighborhood as far as places to get it. Unfortunately, it is super mega expensive. So I am looking into it, though. I am looking into it. I do believe in it. I do, because I've heard plenty of good things about it. Courtney with the cake emojis here. Yeah, if you know, you know. Oh yes, my son. If you know, if you know the part of Bruce, then you know what he had to do with some cake in that Matilda play. What else? Okay, news related. I heard that it's going to be contract season soon for the Good Brothers. Their current Impact Wrestling contract expires in July. Honestly, I'm really not too worried about them leaving. If this was, like, say, a year ago, I would have been a lot more worried because they were appearing on AEW a lot more often, and stuff like that. They were working with Kenny a lot more. So there was a little bit of, I know there was some feeling from the Impact fans about them working with AEW. I was fine with it. I was like, hey, if it spreads around the brand of Impact Wrestling, which is where they were basically at the time, then I didn't look at it as a bad thing. I know some fans do. I think, here's what I'm guessing, is I know that they're going to want to work with New Japan a lot more. And they have recently. They have made some appearances. So here's what I'm guessing. This is speculation. Don't take this as, JAYBONE's word is the be all end all, please. I'm not like that. I think they'll stay with Impact, and they got the flexibility with Impact that they could certainly do stuff with New Japan. Maybe take a break from like the States touring and go overseas for a while, and switch it to that kind of contract where it's more paid per appearance as opposed to like a really strict contract. That way they can come and go. They can tour around wherever they want around the world and not have to worry about them like leaving the company, I mean, they would still have some kind of, well, I don't know how they do all that, but like they would still be with Impact, but they don't have to be on like every week, one of those deals, So that's, and let me know. Do you want to see them stay with Impact? I think they've been good for Impact. Are they a needle mover? No. But I do think they do bring a fair amount of a fan base with them. I know I myself, I love the Good Brothers, I've seen them wrestle a lot of places. I dig them together. They're great to their fans. They've been great to us, as far as us. I'm speaking like me and the crew from TNI, when we've had them on in the past. And they're just a lot of fun. They remind me of a modern day Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. They got that feel to them, I believe. So I want to see them stick around. Let me know what you think they're going to do. Leave it in the comments. Put it in the chat. Do you want to see them stay? And or if you don't think they're going to stay, where do you think they're going to go? Or do you want to see them just go to New Japan? Put it in the comments. It was announced, and now I know some of this stuff is a few days late, but I still wanted to touch on it. It was announced that the Briscoes are going to be at the tapings following Rebellion. Now, I have a feeling. I got a feeling that the Briscoes are going to make some sort of appearance at the pay-per-view. I look at it like this. Impact only has so many tag teams. Now, their tag division for the men's is decent. They got, a fair amount of people that are with the company, or that you can put together, between, this team, that team. You can put these people together, whatever. And that's another thing that Bill and I were discussing last night. But we only came up with like 5 or 6, 5 max, I think it was, tag teams. So we were like, well, you can only come up with so many. It could be a special appearance from someone somewhere, crossing through the forbidden door or whatever, but that hasn't really been a thing lately. But I think the Briscoes certainly could show up that night, unannounced, I'm using my quote fingers for those listening on audio, unannounced, and show up and maybe not necessarily win, but they could certainly make a difference or make an impact, so to speak. Because it's going to be elimination, and VBD is going to be only going to be able to go so far, in my professional podcasting opinion. But I'm super stoked. I really think the Briscoes are going to sign, but they also, I think they're having fun going to different places across the indies and really just kind of spreading their wings a little bit. Whereas before they were exclusively with Ring of Honor. Like, you didn't see them anywhere else, at least not as far as I know. They've been with GCW. Now here's the thing. They just lost the GCW tag titles again, which could, in a sense, free them up the night of Rebellion, even though there was a show that night, I believe, on the 23rd for GCW. So I don't know, how tied down they are to GCW. I think it'd be great if they did show up at Rebellion. So I don't know. We'll see. All right, so Bell's boy here is doing his homework here. That's all right. So OGK, okay, so that's Bennett and Taven. Decay, that's Crazy Steve and Taurus. VBD, they're the champs. Maybe the Briscoes, Swan and Mac. Okay, that's another one. Good Brothers. Motor City Machine Guns. Now, the only reason why I don't think Motor City Machine Guns are going to be part of it is because one, if not both, are involved in different matches in the pay-per-view already. I know Chris Sabin just got announced for one of them, and that's against Switchblade and Macklin. So I don't think he's going to double dip that night. You know what I mean? That's 7 right there. So, but we'll see. We'll see who's. Oh, Critical Sting says Alex Shelley is booked for GCW. Okay. Oh, all right. So, I mean, maybe that does mean that the Briscoes won't show up. I think it. I don't know if the shows are anywhere near each other. I don't want to over speculate this, but we'll see. We'll see. But that's cool. I mean, it's as long as the Briscoes show up the next day and they're a part of. I mean, they said in that promo that's on the website and it's on their socials as well. They said they want to go through the Impact Wrestling tag division until they get the tag gold. That sounds like they're sticking around to me. I think that's pretty awesome. I love me some Briscoes. I've been a fan of the Briscoes now for about, give or take, about 10 years. Because that was when they got that TV deal after the HDNet thing went away. Just trying to think of something else. There's a few shows coming to town, which I'm going to try to take part in. I heard that AEW is coming back in June 22nd or something, whatever. It's a Wednesday, and they're going to be doing Dynamite and Rampage the same night. So it's going to be a fairly long show, but I'm not complaining. I missed out on the last one, sadly. I sold my tickets because things were significantly different last year. But I was there in spirit, and now, and this is going to be the only Milwaukee date that they said, or only Wisconsin, or only Milwaukee date in 2022. So that tells me if I want to go, I better get tickets. Tickets are on sale this Friday. I'm going to try to go. I don't care if I have nosebleeds or what, but I want to go. Absolutely. I'm stoked. Considering the last time they came to town was the first night that CM Punk was on Dynamite. So, yeah, I was especially kicking myself for that one because that was the night right after the pay-per-view when he showed up. So, that pay-per-view weekend, whatever, where they did like 10 dates in a row in Chicago or whatever. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. So, and speaking of CM Punk, let's dive into tonight's show, shall we? So this is season 4, episode 15. Man, and the crowd is hot for this one. Oh my goodness. You've got CM Punk, which always, it's a great way to get that crowd, boom, just excited, just the crowd pop. I mean, they're not sick of him yet. Clearly. Obviously if he turns heel, well, then you might hear a spattering of boos, but I think he's so overpopular still. Even if he does turn heel, depending on who he's facing or what he's doing, he might still get cheered and blow the roof off the place. Who knows? So we got CM Punk versus Penta Oscuro, and that one was just announced within the last day or so. Good old TK sprung that one on us. Like I said, the crowd was hot. Dual chants, CM Punk, Zero Miedo. Oh my God. The crowd was, it was the dueling chants were crazy, each one was deafening by all means. And this one took a good amount of time off the clock. This was a lot of fun. They didn't rush this one. CM Punk and Pentagon. He's always going to be Pentagon to be in. That's what I call him. Because every place he goes, he has a different name. He goes to AAA, he's got a different name. Who knows? But CM Punk and Pentagon put on a hell of a match. Told a great story. At one point in the match, CM Punk seemed to slip off the top rope and then land on his knee or banged his knee or did something. And so he sold that all throughout the match. So Punk is such a pro that he can do stuff like this and make, as part of the storytelling, make you think he injured himself, but he didn't really injure himself. I'm hoping that's what we're talking about here, that he did something, slipped and did something, and then was able to tell a good story, or add it to the story and, work it into the match, and that he's not really, hiding an injury now, or that he's working super hurt. He went through all that before. We don't want him to do it again. I think he's a smarter guy this time. I think he's a happier wrestler this time. He wants to take care of himself even more. So if you're a Punk fan, we're hoping and praying that he's not really banged up. It was just part of the match. So we'll see. Coach Keith says, I think them boys are showing up at Rebellion and winning the tag titles. Hey, you never know, man. You never know. Could be. We'll see. All right, so CM Punk gets the win here, but it really doesn't take anything away, in my opinion, from Pentagon. He's still very over with this character, even though it is a dark character. It's supposed, it could be, they could be trying to portray it as a heel, but Pentagon is so over, he's so popular, I really don't think it's going to, I don't think you could even try to work him into a heel. I suppose it just depends on who he's facing, We got the AEW tag team title match next. They're keeping the hotness going, folks. You got ReDRagon, Fish, and O'Reilly versus the tag champs, Jurassic Express, Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. I tell you what, I love me some Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. They're over like Rover, but I did not think they were going to win this one. I really felt, because this is, what are they calling this? The Champions Week of Champions, or Championship Week, or whatever they're calling it, because they got 3 different shows, and it's, each show has some kind of title challenge on it. I really thought ReDRagon was going to beat Jurassic Express here, as I really feel like it's going to be time that Adam Cole beats Adam Page. I just, it felt like that was where this was going. Now I'm wrong. I was wrong tonight. I was really surprised. I was pleasantly surprised that Jurassic Express did win here. Because it keeps, this really gives them just as solid of a title reign, in my opinion, as someone like Adam Page, who has had a ridiculous amount of tough opponents. Adam Page has turned into one of my favorites on this brand for being so tough and being so damn good throughout his tag team to there with Omega, and then becoming the singles guy and the storytelling with all of that as well. It's really gotten crazy good. I did not think Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus were going to pull off, but they did here. So where does that go next? I don't know. That kind of, like, you try to, like, predict in your head where you think stuff is going to go, and because it makes sense in your head, and you're like, okay, now they're going to do this, now they're going to do that. Well, I was wrong. So now I'm starting to rethink the whole Adam Page, Adam Cole thing, but he's facing them again. And it, I don't know. What do you guys think is going to happen? Yeah, see, Anna felt the same way. She was afraid that ReDRagon was going to win, but glad they didn't. Yeah. Bill's boy, same. Oh, this is okay. He says, I thought ReDRagon were gonna win the titles tonight myself. Oh well, at least Tony Nese has a manager now and has come out of the dark. The dark, right? I see where you went there. Well, now who's? I might have missed that. Was that Oh, I can't think of the guy's name. Is it? Oh, Jade? No, not. Well, Jade Cargill's manager. That what the hell is his name? I watch him every week on oh, I can't think. He's part of Cardona's crew. Tony Nese was on TV. Smart Mark Sterling, thank you. I do like Smart Mark Sterling. I think he's pretty good. He's a great part of Cardona's crew with Myers. Yes, thank you, Anna. Thank you, Buzz Boy. Oh, Esquire. Yes, Mark Sterling, Esquire. Okay. So well, that's quite a squad then. He's getting some people under his wing. That's kind of cool. And Tony Nese does need something. I mean, damn, he's low key one of the most talented guys on the roster. You know, I mean, I'll put him up there with guys like, well, maybe not quite as good as the American Dragon, you know, Bryan Danielson, but you know, he's in that category of wrestler, you know. Oh, okay. Critical Sting says, I only saw 30 minutes, so this is all news to me. Okay, I got you. All right, so yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens here. MJF next versus Captain Shawn Dean. Shawn Dean wearing some camo face paint. Thought that was kind of cool, you know. And man, this was, I had a feeling this is what was going to happen because they've been doing this this thing where, you know, Wardlow's locked out of the building and he's trying to get in and he's trying to get the MJF and security's getting you know, worked over to, you know, do something to him. I'm enjoying this because it's just building the feud. It's building the monster of Wardlow. This is the most emotion, the most charisma, honestly, that we've really seen out of Wardlow in the last like year. Like he's done some fun stuff with MJF. I mean, heelish stuff, of course, but now he's really breaking out, you know. And I mean, as much as I loved Batista back in the day, this reminds me of Batista back from the mid 2000s. Totally. And then I mean that in a loving way because I'm loving this. You know, I'm not complaining like, oh, he's just ripping off Batista. Oh, he sucks and blah blah blah. No, I love Batista. So and I loved characters like Goldberg. You know, big monster types like that. So I can totally appreciate a character like Wardlow. So it happened again. MJF was starting to, you know, work over Shawn Dean here, and this was a perfect example of you know, camera timing. They showed MJF cheering like he's up on the second turnbuckle, like, yeah, look at me, I'm winning. And And then they showed, there was a camera guy in the back running across the back room up to a pile of security guard bodies, just, piled. And then MJF does the whole, he's starting to freak out, and that just accelerates. And then he starts to do some more stuff to Shawn cautiously. He's watching for Wardlow. He's out of the ring. He poses again, and a security guard comes up right behind him. Well, it's Wardlow. Wardlow jumps the rail. Doesn't do anything physically to MJF. He can't get to him because MJF is too fast. But then security comes down there's about 24 security guards, and they all pile on top of Wardlow. While this is happening, the ref is counting out MJF. MJF is up at the top of the ramp begging Bryce not to count to 10. He's like, I'll pay you 3 times whatever TK is paying you, which I thought was just absolutely hilarious. Yeah, and then he's like, well, he thought about it for a second. He's like, no, screw it. 10, you're out. So Shawn Dean gets another win over the Pinnacle. So, too damn funny there. Good on Shawn Dean. It furthers the storyline between Wardlow and MJF. Wardlow in the back later, he's destroying more security guards, which, I mean, man, he's really starting to cost TK a pretty penny in security every city he goes to now. Jeez Louise. Jiminy Christmas. And at one point later, Wardlow is screaming into the camera, I'm going to get you. And then the camera drops and goes fuzzy. So I'm loving it. Good stuff. Darby Allin then challenges Andrade to a coffin match in a fun little street skateboarding cinematic taped thing. Let's see what's next here. Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz versus the JAS, the Jericho Appreciation Society. Jericho, Hager, and Garcia out there. This was a lot of fun. Obviously, this feud is still continuing. And this is, if you love Kingston and Santana and Ortiz together, this is about as close to the feel of like a 5150 LAX type of vibe, in their tag team. This is about the highest of their highs right here, being with Kingston. I love it. But Jericho does get the win here. Jericho's on a roll. And one thing I can mention as far as going back to news just for a second, one thing they mentioned, which congratulations to Jericho and Fozzy on the gold record for the Judas single, I believe it is. They sold, was that 500,000 copies? Hey, that's nothing to sneeze at for a single. That's crazy good. So congrats to him. I heard him say in an interview, it was with the Busted Open Radio. See, I got that 3-month Sirius XM trial again, so I've been listening to some Trunk Nation for the rock news and stuff, and then also Busted Open, listening to David LaGreca and the guys. So I'm trying to catch them when I can. Jericho was on and mentioned to Bully Ray the classic Rat. Here's a jacked up jukebox thing. The classic Rat video cassette where they get presented their first platinum album while out on tour. And Jericho said he was, this moment reminded him of that classic moment back in the 80s watching the Rat videos. And I was like, oh my God, it's just, that warmed my heart because I had that same VHS back in the day and wore the hell out of it watching it. So I know exactly what Chris Jericho is talking about right there. So, Zach Bonifer over on Team Twitch says, happy birthday to the alpha male, Monty Brown. Nice. And thank you for the bits. Much love, dude. Happy birthday to the man himself. Good stuff. Man, he needs to come back for the 20th anniversary. Excuse me. He needs to come back for the 20th anniversary for Impact sometime this calendar year. I don't care when. He just needs to do it, right? All right. Where are we here? So, yeah, Jericho and his crew win. Marina Shafir has been on a roll as of late and earned the right to face Jade Cargill, which that's going to be soon. I don't know when that is, but she's going to be number 30 for Jade Cargill for the TBS title. I'm guessing it's going to be next Dynamite, I think, maybe. I don't know. So Marina Shafir, now she was in the WWE for a while, and then she got let go. Wasn't she part of Ronda Rousey's crew or something? Or am I thinking of someone else? I mean, they never really paid much attention to the other two that were with Ronda unless it was like something big that Ronda was doing. There was supposed to be the big thing that was being planned was Ronda's crew versus the other four horsemen or whatever, Charlotte and all them. But anyways, so Marina Shafir versus Skye Blue. Marina Shafir gets the win. This one didn't last too long. Not really too much to say about this. I mean, sadly, there was literal crickets going on during this match. Ronda, Shayna. Oh, yeah. That's it. Yeah. Ronda, Shayna Baszler, Jasmine Duke, and Marina Shafir. Yeah. So yeah. So she's going to be, so they're trying to, get her in front of the fans more. Now, she's had some matches on Dark and Dark Elevation. They've even made some promos for her. So yeah. So yeah, let me know what you think of Marina Shafir. This is honestly, this is the first time I'm seeing her. They talked about her judo background. So, and she did show some of that in the ring. Like she did, some straight punches or whatever to Skye Blue. I know, and I know Skye Blue's from around here. She's from Chicago and she's very popular in Chicago. But you put her up against someone like this, and I just don't think much of Skye Blue then, honestly. I don't know. It was a match. Like I said, I know they're trying to put her out there so that she's a little more well known. So when they do get to that number 30 and make her look like a viable opponent for Jade Cargill. So when Jade Cargill does beat her, or will she beat her, then that number 30 will mean even more. So we'll see. Okay, so yeah, Critical Sting says here, Says she's legit, but the match was no bueno. Yeah, I didn't think like and it was so hard to get excited when the crowd is just sitting on their hands, But they don't know who they don't know who Sky Blue is. They don't know who Marina Shafir is. So and it's just going to take time. Are they going to give Marina Shafir some more matches before she faces Jade Cargill so the fans know her a little more? I don't know. Anyways, Marina Shafir gets her win here. Starks and Hobbs. Now, this woke up the crowd because apparently Ricky Starks is from this neck of the woods. So he was now what we thought was more for I'm sure there were Swerve and Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee fans there cheering for them. But as far as Louisiana home built star is Ricky Starks. So when he came out, man, they were all up. They just ate him up. And he was emotional too. You could tell. He had a lot of pride coming out for this match. So yeah, Hobbs and Starks representing Team Taz versus Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. This one was a lot of fun. Hobbs is definitely improving, and Keith Lee is just over like Rover. And Swerve Strickland is great too. Everyone just performed wonderfully in this match. Not too much else to say. But then Taz comes out and he interferes, which caused Keith Lee to trip up, and Hobbs gets the pin. So even though Starks didn't get the win here, his team won at least. So that was a big win for Team Taz. They honestly needed this. They really did. So excuse me. But I'm sure this will continue. I feel like this is not going away anytime soon. And then somewhere in here, they're starting to talk up the. Oh yeah. All right. Here's a little trivia. Thanks, Bells Boy. Yeah, I thought I heard this somewhere, but I wasn't sure about it. It says Marina Shafir is also married to Roderick Strong. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. So they're talking about the card that's going to be on Friday, and for Saturday, there's a Battle of the Belts on Saturday as well. So 2 shows in the next few days going into the weekend. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to watch because my son's going to finally be here this weekend. We switched weekends around because last weekend was all play stuff or all musical stuff for him. So we did a little switcheroo with the weekend. So I'm going to try my best to watch some of it. Not guaranteeing. I mean, if I do anything podcast wise, I'll do it after he's, in bed late at night or something. So we'll see what we can do. No promises. But so what was going? So they're promoting the shows for the weekend, and they have a segment backstage with Thunder Rosa and hyping up the match against Jiminy Christmas, what's her name? Vicky Guerrero's girl, Nyla Rose. And I'm super stoked. That one's happening on Saturday. That's going to be Battle of the Belts 2. And are they bringing a cake? And No, Courtney, Rampage is on Friday at a special time, and Battle of the Belts is Saturday. Yeah. So, so they bring out a cake for Thunder Rosa celebrating her what is to be the shortest knockouts reign ever. And she's like, "Oh, you're so funny." And then she takes the cake and shoves it in Nyla Rose's face. And well, for doing that, then Nyla Rose just kicks the snot out of Thunder Rosa. And off camera, as the segment is just ending, you I damn near fell out of my chair for this. I love this. She screamed, "I love cake and violence," or something like that. And I don't usually get too excited about them doing these, like, oh, something crazy happened, let's make a t-shirt out of it. This one, I was like, oh, please make this shirt. Like, if this shirt doesn't happen within the next week, it's a lost cause. It's something with like a silhouette of Nyla Rose, and then it says, "I love cake and violence," with a bunch of like bloody pieces of cake or something. I don't know. Just, let your imagination run. I just thought it was damn hilarious. Oh, did I say knockouts? My bad. My bad, Critical Sting. They're all women. Whatever. Shortest AEW women's reign there. Is that better? Okay. All right. Main event time. I love cake. The Ring of Honor TV title. Now, this one surprised me a little because Suzuki just won this at the pay-per-view. He beat Rhett Titus. So, this was certainly a dream match of sorts, you could say. I do not think these two ever faced each other, ever. And if they did, I don't know about it, and I don't think they mentioned it if it did happen, but this was a lot of fun. And this was a different kind of match where it was like one of those Japanese strong style matches where it was a lot of slapping and a lot of chopping. And, not even 5 minutes into the match, both of the Reds were beat red and bruised. So this was crazy how these two just beat the snot out of each other. Sanjay Dutt and Lethal are at ringside, and they're cheering on Samoa Joe here. Kind of crazy. I'm laughing at the comments here. So they're like on the other side of the barrier. So it's like, are they going to interfere? What's going to happen here? But this was a lot of fun. I know this isn't everybody's cup of tea, but this was crazy how these guys were just beating the snot out of each other. Not a ton of wrestling, just a lot of chops and fists and slaps, and it's a different kind of match. Samoa Joe beat Suzuki though. Oh my God, beat him with a muscle buster. And Samoa Joe, and that's one thing that they keep playing from that media scrum after Samoa Joe debuted. at the Ring of Honor show. He's like, I want all the titles. He's like, I want the AEW title. I want I want the TNT title. I want all the titles. So this is his first championship in AEW / Ring of Honor, now working for Tony. And I don't think he's going to slow down at all. Do I think he's going to get all these boom, 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 right quickly after one another? I don't think so. I think this is going to take a while. This is going to be, wait a few months, he'll get another one, and he's going to just pile these up. I think he's just going to pile them up. And it's, if you look at the title picture as far as like top guys in the company right now, it's stacked. There's a lot of significant names there. Guys like CM Punk. I know Moxley and Bryan Danielson. I know they're a tag team right now, but I know that with their records, they're in that top 5, top 10 contenders. So their list is quite distinguished right now. So post-match here, Dutt and Lethal congratulate Samoa Joe. They're at the bottom of the ramp now, so they're on the other side of the guardrail now. They've crossed the line, if you will. If you know, you know. And Lethal's holding a box, and he's like, I want to congratulate you on your win. I got you a gift. He's holding the box, opens the top, and flips him off. His hand goes through the bottom of the box. I laughed my ass off. I thought it was like, hey, that's pretty good. That's like, hey, I got something for you. Reach in your pocket. And, oh, right here. Oh, it never gets old. So they're doing this, and Samoa Joe is just fuming. He just had like the war of all wars with, Murder Grandpa. And the lights go out, and it's like, oh, what's going on here? Well, the lights go on, and this 7-foot monster just starts destroying Samoa Joe. And his name is, I'm probably mispronouncing this, but from what it sounded like, they were saying Satnam Singh. And that he's a former. Now, I did hear about this guy, but I had no clue when he was going to debut. I did hear about this guy. He's a former basketball player. And I think I saw an article about him or a video or something like within the last several months. It was like last year sometime. So he's been training. Critical Sting says Satnam Singh? Okay. Satnam's okay. Bell's Boy's got, Bell's Boy's with the trick. Dude, Bell's Boy and Critical Sting are like neck and neck with this whole like trivia thing here. Man, Critical Sting, you got some competition. Look out, dude. Bell's Boy says Satnam Singh was a former NBA player who was drafted in 2015 by the Dallas Mavericks. He is 7'2" and weighs 290 pounds. Holy cow. Crazy. So Terrence here says epic fail of overrun time. Yeah, they made time. They really didn't go over at all. But they did have permission from TNT if they did go over. But everyone must have made their time. So props on everyone for doing that. Oh, and he wears And he wears size 18 shoes, JAYBONE. Jiminy Christmas. Makes my size 13s look like nothing. Yeah, I mean, I got size 13. You can't sneeze at that. That means something. You know what they say about men with big feet. The bigger the feet, the bigger the stink. I'll be here all week. Try the pork. All right. So that's the show. The debut at the end of what is it again? Satnam? I gotta write that down. Satnam Singh. I got the Singh part right. So he has aligned himself with Sanjay Dutt and Jay Lethal. So they were saying he was trained by Sanjay Dutt, which is interesting. So take that for what it's worth. So that's it. That is it for this episode of AEW Dynamite. And yeah, hell of an episode. Oh yes, and there's a big announcement next week. I don't know what that is going to be. That's a lot of people are starting to make guesses on when Cesaro is showing up. So my guess is either it's Cesaro showing up or it could be an announcement on when the Ring of Honor stuff is going to kick off. But I mean, that's honestly going to take a while. That's not going to happen overnight. That's so I don't know. We'll see. It could be a new signing. We'll see. He's been slowing down on the signings here and there. It's not like 10 a week like it used to be. So good on him. You know, save your pennies, TK. Oh, Shawn, what is up, man? Haven't seen you in a while. He said it could be that Chris Hero is showing up. It'd be smart to bring him back in the fold because I know he had kind of a upper, I don't know, he had some kind of, he was like head booker or something, one of the top guys in there. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. If the Kings of Wrestling debut, oof, look out. You get Cesaro and Hero back. Good God. Look out. Crazy. All right. So we're going to get out of here. On the way out, don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications. Why? So that you know when more of my content hits your screen. Check out the links in the description, especially the merch. I'm not sure if there's a sale going on right now, but I know the next one is, it's a good one. It's 15% off. And, but yeah, I'm going to be working on some more merch ideas. And when those do see the light of day, I will let you guys know. So take care. Much love. We'll see y'all tomorrow over on that other little podcast called Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans on the YouTube and the Twitch. It'll be me and Bill back doing our weekly thing. Yeah, just because last week was like a replay of the big show during the weekend, which is why we didn't do anything. So we'll be getting back to our regularly scheduled programming tomorrow night. So be there for the live reaction and then the review following. Much love, everyone. We'll see you then.